Alright, so the in the monitors you see that the words come up, some words come up, and it says, "What's wrong?"
Not much. Just trying to work out who or what you are.
What am I? Well,
yeah.
Robert will say, he will ask you, where all those spiders came from? Did you ask for spiders? Did you make the spiders go in there?
No, not particularly. I don't particularly like them.
He says, okay, well then I don't understand how those spiders got in there. Somebody must have put them in there, or where they came from. Did you see any openings where the spiders would have come from?
None in particular, no. I think it came from under the bed.
We should look in there and see if the spiders are still there. And if they're not, we should check under the bed and see if there's an opening or something. Maybe we can keep the doors open while we do it in case something happens. And if nothing happens, or if something does happen, we can just run out. Somebody, maybe Jake's character, what's his name? Let's see.
Father Pa.
Yeah, maybe the father can stay holding the door while I hold the flashlight if the lights don't work, and you can look under the bed, see if there's any holes in there.
I guess I can. Is that the best idea?
Well, we need to know what's going on here. I mean, those spiders came from somewhere.
Well, yeah, they came from somewhere. Is it a good idea to look where they came from?
You don't think that we should find out where they came from?
Oh, we probably should. But at the same time, I don't much feel like getting eaten again.
Well, how are we gonna sleep with the probable threat that these spiders are just gonna come back at any time and eat us alive?
We don't sleep. But yeah, it's probably a good idea to check.
What do you mean we don't sleep? We're gonna have to sleep sooner or later.
True. I guess let's go check out the bedroom.
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
the father, the father goes first. He opens the door, and you see that there's no spiders at this time.
Make Robert hold the flashlight under.
All right. So the Robert, he's holding the flashlight, pointing at the bottom of the bed, and he's like, "Look, I cannot see anything down there. I mean, I don't see any openings. Do you see anything?"
Spot hidden?
No, not by hidden. You wouldn't see anything. There's really nothing.
No.
No.
Nothing
Okay.
at all.
My fears, my fears are becoming true. I am starting to think that we are doing this to ourselves. We might be we might be subconsciously harming ourselves.
As in,
Go to bed, lay down. Well, I'm thinking that somebody probably thought, or I am thinking that this something here, whether it is the ball or anything, is manifesting the things that we think about.
okay.
Weren't those spiders in that other world where you got that lizard pet of yours?
Mr. Pickles.
Exactly. So somebody obviously got a little bit frightened or felt some kind of way about them, and now they're back. So at some point, somebody started thinking about them. Maybe we should test this theory. How about we think about something that doesn't have the ability to kill us and see if that becomes true or not?
Yeah, I'm down for that. I will start thinking about whiskey.
Whiskey. Okay. So you're thinking about whiskey. Alright, so go ahead and roll spot hidden.
Okay. Sorry, I think first one was a success.
Alright. So, alright. So you turn around and you see that over your bed there's a bottle of whiskey. it's
Oh no.
it's a different size of a bottle of whiskey. You've never seen a bottle that size. Give me just a second.
Okay.
How did you get out when I locked the door? That way I have them on it. Alright, so the bottle of whiskey is on the bed, and you notice that at first the liquid looks kind of clear, but then when you look at it more and more and more, it turns a little bit more brownish and brownish and brownish until it starts looking like legit whiskey.
Okay. I will pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up.
And pass it to Mackie.
Okay. Mackie takes the bottle and he looks at it and he's like, well, this is very strange. You ever had Mr. Pickles brand of whiskey?
What?
Have you ever had Mr.
Oh.
Pickles brand of whiskey?
No. Is Mr. Pickles
Turn the light
still in
off
the
and go
room?
to sleep. Is Mr. Pickles what?
Still in the room.
Yeah, he's there with you. The lizard follows you guys everywhere you go. It's like a dog.
Okay. No, I've never had a Mr. Pickles whiskey.
And Mackie says, "Well, you have a bottle now because this says Mr. Pickles on it."
Oh, Bud, maybe you should give it a drink.
He's like, I don't know about that. How about? He's like, well, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna take a drink. And Mackie pours himself a cup of whiskey, and let's go ahead and roll a 1d2 to determine what happens to Mackie. All right. So Mackie drinks it. He's like, well, this tastes different. And at that point, you see that he's just starting not to feel very well. And he starts puking everywhere and continues puking blood and guts all over the place. And right at the end of the puking, you see that miniature versions of Mr. Pickles, of the lizard, were coming out of the blood and just moving around. But very, very tiny Mr. Pickles, completely harmless to you. And Robert says, you're quite obsessed with that dog, aren't you? With that lizard.
Well, yeah, it's my pet.
Like, yeah. He says, I fear that we are going to kill ourselves in this place.
Probably. But how else are we meant to get out?
Well, we can try to ask for somebody to come get us. I don't know exactly how successful will we be with this thing in here. Or at the same time, we could try something a little different. He says, why don't you... Well, hold on. I say this as a GM. Go ahead and roll... roll intelligence. And I'm going to roll for Dan. I'm going to roll for Dan, and I'm going to roll for Jake.
I think too hard and I hurt my head.
Ooh. When you roll intelligence, you get a headache. And go ahead and roll a 1d2.
Okay. Let's see if I can finally get this right first time. Oh yeah. 2 points of damage.
Alright, yeah. You might be able to recover them later because, headaches are not permanent. Alright. So, Evan's character is gone because he just died. And Dan is there. So, ultimately, Robert says, well, if everything that we think about becomes a reality, why don't we just think about things that will benefit us?
I did. I tried thinking of whiskey.
Well, that was a deadly whiskey.
Certainly was.
So that's not something that benefits us.
what are we gonna think of? Are we gonna think of? Do I have to specifically think I want some normal marshmallows, completely non-harmful?
Well, maybe we should just think about getting out of here.
Yeah, but where?
Well, we don't really know what's out there. So it's kind of a gamble where we're going to go. I do know that sitting down here right next to an orb that can read our thoughts and manifest every single little thing we think about might not necessarily be very safe, because the moment we have some sort of negative thought, we're going to die. And when he says that, you hear that a creaking noise, and it's almost like the spider noises, the creaking from the spiders you hear.
Okay, let's get out this room. So, what do I do? Do I click my heels 3 times together and say,
I don't
"I'm
think
pretty sure I was at
no,
home
I
again"?
don't think that's it. He says, I think. He says, I think. First, we all three of us should probably think about the same thing and agree what is it that we're trying to do and where are we trying to go.
I would very much like to go to Arkham, but I don't think that's the most useful.
Why don't we? He says, why don't we just try to go to another reality? Why don't we think about going to another universe? We can probably think of a universe that we want to go, even if we don't know it.
Yeah, but what type of universe?
Well,
we could just think of Universe Prime.
what if we? Yeah, we can definitely go there, but okay. Let's do this, he says. Let's all hold hands and think about it. Close our eyes, think about it, and see what happens.
Oh, anything to hold my hand, is it?
Not necessarily that, but sure. So he holds your hands, and Jake holds your hands, and obviously you do too, and Dan does too. And go ahead and roll your power. I'm gonna roll power for Dan. Oh, this is someone else.
Extreme success.
Nice. Wow, Dan failed that. Just a second. Wow. Let's see again. Oh, there he is. All right. So you got 2 extreme successes. All right. So when you open your eyes, you are outside in a field. You see green grass, kind of tall grass. It hasn't been taken care of in a while. You see you see trees, very familiar to you. Everything seems to be familiar like the same stuff you normally see. Nothing out of the ordinary. You see the yellow sun setting right now in the distance. Stop messing with the lights and go to sleep.
And we haven't been taken back to our original world?
No. He says, Robert says, this doesn't seem to be our world. This is somewhere else. Definitely. This place seems very, very close to ours, but it doesn't seem like the military coup that was going on in our world is happening there. It's happening here. Look, the sun actually sets, and when the sun sets, go ahead and roll spot hidden.
Yeah, that was terrible, that skill. Yeah, I'll leave it as a fail.
Alright, so let's go ahead and see. Second. Spot hidden. And then says, look! He points out. And when he points out, you can clearly see that there's the moon, and right next to the moon, obviously not right next to the moon in the distance, but about the same size as the moon, you see the orb that was in the ship or in the base that you guys come from. The same orb seems to be out there.
Okay. I'm gonna say hello to the orb. Does anything happen?
And no, nothing happens at this time, but you see someone appearing. This person actually is wearing a robe. A tall, robed man. He says, oh my goodness. Where do you guys come from?
The heavens above.
The heavens above?
Fuck it, why not? Let's go with this. Would I use charm?
He says, well, to tell you the truth, we are outside of the city right now. He says, we are outside of the city right now. If you look that way, you can see that behind that hill, the city begins, and there's buildings. You do see something that kind of resembles like the top of some buildings behind the hill. And he says, however, I am not sure as to what that thing is on the sky. I fear the worst, as the prophecy states that one day, the day the second moon appears, we will all be in danger. Turn the light off and go to sleep.
Hence why I said we came from the sky.
Lay down and go to sleep.
Up above, we're God's minions.
He says, well, I tell you what, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I have a feeling that this prophecy that happened centuries ago, it's repeating itself. And you see that the orb in the sky becomes of a greenish color.
greenish.
As it becomes on a greenish color, you see that it starts raining. There's no clouds in the sky, but it starts raining. So let's roll intelligence one more time.
Oh, fail.
Philip Chinchilla Holmes. So Dan, and let's see if the father also. They say this is not natural. It says, look, and you see that everywhere where this rain drops, the green grass kind of becomes orangey and brown, and it just dries up and dies. And it's not a very strong rain; it's just some drops here and there, and you see clearly that the drops are the same color as the ball in the sky.
Okay.
So the guy,
people getting hurt by the rain?
the what?
So is the rain killing the plants, or is it just dying them?
It seems to be killing them.
Okay, is it harming us?
No, it's not causing you harms just yet. Although when it drops on you, you see that your skin kind of dries up really, really bad, and then after a while, it just disappears. So most likely, if you take a bath on that, it will definitely harm you.
Okay, let's get out the rain. I guess start heading towards the city as fast as possible.
Say that again?
If anybody can give me, I guess start heading towards the city as fast as possible if the rain is like acid rain.
Okay. So this gentleman says, "Hey, my name is Zach. I live in this town, and I've heard of this thing. I just always thought it was just a story, that it wasn't actually true. Where do you guys come from? Your outfits look very different."
Another universe, I guess. I haven't really been following as such. Say hello to Mr. Pickles.
And you turn around and Mr. Pickles is just not there.
What?
Laid down in bed.
Where's Mr. Pickles?
Mr. Pickles is just not there. He didn't make it there.
But I was holding him.
Mr. Pickles didn't make it.
Oh.
I mean, didn't make it to the new world.
Well, I'm not very happy about that, but you say that the orb is still there? Just in the sky, like?
Yeah, it definitely is.
I'm gonna try thinking very hard about bringing Mr. Pickles to this world.
And nothing happens this time around.
Oh, shit, didn't think it would. Yeah, Zachariah, have you got a vehicle?
He says, well, we might be able to get a vehicle in the town. I do have a place where we can stay in and hopefully uh, shield ourselves from this strange rain until it stops.
Okay, let's get going.
All right. So after a while, you get there, and and you enter. When you enter, you turn around and you look out, and you see how everything, even though the raindrops are wet, everything that they land on gets completely dry and eventually cracks over time once more than one drop falls on it. Sack
Okay.
says, we have to stop this soon, or we're gonna be doomed.
Yeah, I'm no expert. I kind of got dragged along by my friends here. I'm gonna ask Robert what he thinks.
And Robert says, um, like, well, we have to figure it out how to get rid of this thing. I mean, this time around we didn't use the machine. However, if we brought this thing to this world, we just gotta find a way to get rid of it. And as he says that, a door opens from the back of that very same place where you guys are taking cover from the rain, and you will never guess who pops out.
Mr. Pickles?
Nope. I think, what was his name? Jacob? The brother? The evil brother?
Okay.
So he says,
Jacob.
hold on, his name is, yeah, Jacob. He says, I was hesitant to make my appearance as I thought you guys were going to have some hatred for me, but I am not entirely sure where that thing came from. I do know that that thing is going to destroy this world and every single other world it can go to.
Can I ask what you're doing here? Last time I remember, you were trying to destroy everything.
He says, well, I'm not sure how we're going to stop this. And Zack says, there is a prophecy. There is a story says that says that a few strange people will come from another world and will save us. And the tools that they're going to bring are going to be the same tools that that thing is looking for in order to go to other places. What tools do you have? Zack says.
We got a portal thingy. But other than that...
Well, maybe that's what it's trying to get you to use in order to go to other places.
Okay, the issue with that way of thinking is it can already travel to other places. It brought us here.
Well, how... Yeah, but how do you know that now it can bring you anywhere else? And then Dan says, well, it seems to be acting differently than before. I don't think any of us are thinking about any green rain. And before, it never changed colors. And now it's green. It's almost as if it took it has the ability now to think for itself.
That's still not great.
No, definitely it's not.
But I'm not sure exactly what we're meant to do here. So obviously, let's take stock of what's happening. We've got a weird orb in the sky that's spitting out a weird dye that's drying everything out. Which, by the way, is the wood turning to ash above us. Or is it petrifying?
Mm-hmm.
The ceiling, does it look alright, or is it petrifying?
Well, all of a sudden it stops raining, so things slowly, with the moist and the humidity of the air, they start coming back to normal after a while.
Okay, is the grass still dead?
Yes.
Okay. So whatever it is, it's not reversing what it did. It's just stopped raining. We have 2 portal boxes, if I remember right. Also, once again, Jacob, how did you get here?
I live in this town. This is my place, actually.
Yeah, but you were in the other world last time we saw you.
Oh, Jacob, sorry. No, Jacob, you said. Jacob said, well, I went ahead and I managed to summon this thing. And as they were summoning it, I opened a portal and I escaped. And somehow I ended up over here.
Right, and how did you meet this Sakurai?
Well, Sakurai, I haven't met Sakurai. I just warped over here and I opened this door and I just happened to be here.
Okay, and are you still planning on destroying Prime Earth?
Not necessarily. No, my plan was to actually just destroy that one Earth. I just couldn't stand the low IQ of those people.
Okay. Well, Mr. High IQ, what's your idea about getting rid of this giant ball of death?
And he says, well, we should probably try to find the priest. The priest will probably know what we should be doing.
What priest?
The local priest. Do you know what a priest is?
The father's right there.
The what?
The father, the priest, he's right there.
Well, he's not the priest I'm talking about. He says.
Okay.
You know that there's. Well, I don't know what happens in the place where you're from, but over here there are more than just one priest. I know it's a crazy thing. But the one that lives over
That
here,
is pretty insane.
the one that lives over here, I think he may know how to deal with this inconvenience.
Inconvenient is certainly a way to put it. Yeah. I guess we better go talk to the wonderful Wizard of Oz, also known as the priest.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go. He says. Unless you want to do something else.
Sleep would be a good idea.
Sleep. Well, how about we go see the
Yeah,
priest and we ask him if there's anywhere in there where you can sleep.
But Zach, you've got this house right here.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I have to admit, you hit. Okay, so you want to sleep before we go?
Well, I'm just like out of character. I'm just thinking our characters probably haven't slept for a good 38 hours.
Okay. He says, "All right, no problem."
I think it would probably be best.
All right. He says, "Okay, well, I have a bed over here that y'all can share." And you see that it's a queen size bed. Y'all can cuddle together over there and sleep. Lay down and sleep,
Tommy
please.
will cuddle up next to the Jacob's character.
Okay. So okay. So you guys go to sleep, and I guess you'll sleep till the next day. The next day, you wake up early in the morning, and Zach is still there. And he says, "Are you guys ready to go? We wasted a lot of time. That thing has changed colors again."
Let's get going. Okay, so it's changed colors. Has it done anything else weird?
Well, not yet, but now it's looking a little purple.
Well, all I can say is let's get moving.
All right. So you guys get out and you start walking. You walk about a mile and you get to the church. There's this huge cathedral. And this guy just knocks on the door. These doors that are, very, very tall and heavy, made out of wood. And when he knocks, you see that the door just cracks a little bit. And he says, "Oh wow, this rain has affected the integrity of the wood. I hope my house is not suffering from the same problem." So at that point, the priest comes out and he says, "Zach, are you gonna break my doors also?" And Zach says, "No, Father.
That was the plan.
No, Father. We're not trying to harm the church. We're just coming to talk to you. There is a problem that we hope you have a solution for." And the Father says, "Okay."
How do you go by getting rid of that big thing in the sky?
And the Father says, "Okay, let's just come in." All right, so you guys go in, and as you go in, the Father says, "Okay, that thing in the sky. Oh, that thing in the sky, he says. Very well. I think I might have something
I mean
about
the
that.
other weird thing in the sky.
You talking about that purple ball?
No, I'm talking about the moon.
The
Obviously the purple ball.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you just didn't like the moon and you wanted to get rid of it. But okay. He says, well, come. I think I don't know exactly what it is, but I think I might be able to find it. I think I got a book about this. He starts looking, and he finds a book. And the book is written in a very strange language, almost like an alien language. And the father says, "Give me just a second. It's gonna take me a little bit to translate it." After 3 hours, he comes back and says, "Okay, I got it." He puts a map on the table. And he says, "Well, apparently that thing, for lack of a better word, is evil. And all it's looking for is to consume this world. And there are two gentlemen in this world at this time that are capable of traveling to other worlds based on the prophecy. That thing is trying to get their ability to travel to other worlds in order to travel to other worlds and completely destroy those worlds and every single world out there."
Got it. So the thing is an arsehole.
I guess, yeah. Good call. So
doesn't help us as much.
Well, it does and it doesn't. The good news is that I have a map over here of the place where we need to go in order to locate the crystals.
Great.
Okay, well we need to go to get the crystals.
Bit more explanation about the crystals, Father.
He says, well, based on the prophecy, by using the crystals, the chosen one should be able to channel the power of the crystals into that sphere, destroying it. Well, not destroying it really, but sending it away for 400 more years.
Great. Now, what exactly is the chosen one? Who's the chosen one?
That will be something we will have to figure it out. Because I don't know who the chosen one is. It might be you.
I hardly doubt it, but I am the hottest one here, so that would not surprise me.
Well, it might be one of your strange fellow friends over here. It might be somebody that we're still yet to find. I mean, is any of you maybe a little special?
I don't know.
And Jake
One of the guys
says,
here did.
and she says, no, other than the fact that these two are super smart and they brought us here from different realities, I don't think we're special at all. So,
Well, for now, let's head to the location of these crystals. Let's head towards the crystal maze.
all right. So he's like, okay, well, we're gonna need to find transportation, as that place is. Let's see. Let's roll for it. That place is 2 hours away, up in the mountains.
Okay, that's quite far away.
Yes. That's by car, 2 hours away.
Do you not have a vehicle?
Yes, I do have actually, you're in luck. I do have a horse over here and a cart that we can use to go there.
What about a car?
What is that? He says.
I imagine if you don't know what a car is, you don't have one. Okay. Looks like we're off with the horses.
So go ahead and roll intelligence.
Success.
Okay. So everybody pretty much has the idea that when you look around, you see that everything is very rustic, very vintage for the times. It's almost as if this place, whether you are or is stuck on the, let's say, 1700s. And
Okay.
for some kind of reason, it gives you also the idea that you may not necessarily be on the 1700s, but that you may be like in a future where things kind of like evolved maybe differently or didn't evolve at all, because the the furniture and everything you see in there in that church is very nice, very nicely made, but everything seems to at the same time be made by hand. And not only that, but everything looks very much like things will have been done by the end of the 1700s, or we're actually not the end of the 1700s, but I want to say the end of the mid 1600s, where definitely there was no cars.
Got it. So it's a Earth that has not gone into the industrial age.
Correct.
Well, shit. We can work with this. Let's jump in the cart then, and Father, you're leading the way.
All right. So they load the car, and the horse doesn't feel very good. The horse is like, giving you some resistance. Doesn't seem like really wants to go, but they get it going, and you start going. Slowly but surely, you go in your little car with your horse. And as you pass roads, as you pass different places over there in the town, you notice how everything looks very, very clean, and everything looks, almost like a very nicely kept 1800s where there was no industrialization at all.
Well, at least it's a peaceful world.
And
what animals have you got around here?
He says,
do we have to worry about local wildlife attacking us?
No, we keep our wildlife at bay. We normally have people that clear places up. We have axes. We have bows, arrows, many different technology that we use to defend ourselves.
Well, at least that's good. Can you give us any insight on what these caves are going to be like?
Well, he says, truth be told, I honestly don't know what we're gonna find. There may be some wildlife there, so we have to be careful. I do have some bow and arrows on the back of the cart that we can use. I also have some slingshots that we can use to defend ourselves in case we need them. But that's about it. I mean, I don't know exactly why would anybody want to stop us.
I don't know. End of days, people get a bit nuts. More likely to hurt people for no reason.
Well, alright, so you guys arrive, and as you arrive, you see that there's a cavern or a cave at the very, I don't know, I would say about a couple of yards away. And the moment you arrive, you get out because you can now continue going on the car. The vegetation is a little too tall, so the horse is having a little bit of trouble actually continuing on. The Jacob says, well, seems like the horse, this is as far as it'll go. And Zach says, well, yeah, well, we should prepare ourselves. And the father says, yes, I do expect that we're going to find some resistance.
You just said there was nothing to worry about.
Well, see, that cave in there just happens to be part of a temple that is inside, and we do have certain, I would call also maybe priests, that they believe that their god should be prayed to and venerated through such places, much like that, kind of like a church of sorts. He said, and apparently they seem to be under the impression that those crystals we need are sent by their god, and that they own them.
Right, so we're here to steal.
No, 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 no. We're not stealing. We are borrowing them so we can save the world.
So
We don't
stealing.
steal. What?
Sorry, borrowing them without permission.
We do have permission.
But didn't you just say that we would find resistance in there?
Well, we might. Yes, we might find a little bit of resistance. Definitely might. Um, do you have something that you cherish a lot?
I did have a pet dog, iguana.
What happened to it? I'm sorry. Did you say you had a pet dog iguana?
Yeah, it was like a weird iguana dog thing. When we came to this realm, it didn't come with us.
Oh wow, that is different. I don't think I've ever heard of such thing. What did it look like?
Well, it looked like an iguana about the size of a staffy.
Oh wow. And then Zach comes and says, well, this is very interesting and all, but we have a world to save. I'm pretty sure that reminiscing about a wannabe pet iguana is not necessarily going to help us at all.
Well, he asked me what is, means something to me. So I answered him. I was trying to think. I guess my wallet as well. That means a lot to me.
And Jake says, okay, well, I am a priest. Maybe I can talk to them. And and the other priest says, look, you are a priest and I am a priest, and we have nothing in common. All you're going to do is you're just going to walk in there and get yourself killed. At this point, you see how nighttime starts settling. And after you see that, it's... So what?
I'm going to do my Tommy thing, not think, and just walk in.
Hold on. So it's about 5:30, and nighttime settles in. When you look at the top of the cavern, you notice that from the top, this purple colors emanate from in there. One side looks purple, the other one looks red, the other one looks yellow, and the other one looks blue.
Okay, now all we need is a black and green one, and we got the Power Ranger crystals.
And he says, those are the crystals. The crystals are emitting the light. We need to get them in order to be able to get out of here. How we're gonna do this?
We'll go and talk to them.
I'm sorry, what?
We'll go and talk to the priests and grab the crystals.
Their guards they're not gonna let us in.
I'll go and talk to the guards.
He says, okay, alright, let's go. And he turns around and says, some of you should try to move slowly and quietly with your bow and arrows, and bring ours just in case, because I'm sure they're not going to let us in with weapons.
Oh, it's okay. You see this weird stick I've got?
I see what?
You see this weird stick I've got? It shoots lightning.
That shoots lightning. Oh, great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Go ahead and he says, how do you shoot lightning if it's not raining?
Honestly, I ain't no scientist, but it shoots lightning.
Alright, let's go see how your miraculous device shoots lightning.
Well, let's try and talk to them first.
Alright. So you walk a little bit, about a quarter of a mile, and you get there. Excuse me. You get to the entrance. Some guards are there, and the guards just say, "Who goes there?"
Hi, my name's Tommy. I'm here to talk to the priests.
Tommy? What kind of name is Tommy?
The name my father gave me.
That's very strange. Well, Tommy, what do you need?
To talk to the priests.
Well, the priests are currently meditating and praying to our god Cthulhu, and they are on a heavy meditating time, which normally lasts about 24 hours. So if you guys want to come back tomorrow, you'll be able to catch them after they sleep.
It's of more urgent.
It's a what?
I was sent by the... It's most urgent. I was sent by the higher-ups in another branch of the church. I need to speak to the priests on this one urgently.
I completely understand your sense of urgency. However, the priests have made specific requests not to be disturbed under any circumstances.
So you're saying that you're going to disturb church business?
No, I'm saying that I'm going to follow the church's orders to not disturb the priests until they finish with their praise and meditations.
Unless you want, I got hard success on 10-day bonus. Unless you want the rest of the church to come down on your asses for not listening to me, I must go speak with them.
He says, look, I'm sorry, sir, but we just can't. We just can't. We can't break the rule. But I will. He says, I will talk to my captain. See what my captain wants to do.
Okay, as he goes off, I'm gonna ask, like, okay, so who runs this church? What's the highest level of priest? I'm talking to the other priest. Do you guys have a pope, or do you have a president?
Say that again?
I'm asking the other priest, like, what is the highest level of priesthood within this church?
And the other priest says, I have no idea because I don't belong to this religion. But there is a big reason why I don't belong to this religion. He says, they're cannibals.
Right. But at this very moment, we need to get into this church.
Well, I might have forgotten to mention that. So if we are really intending to get into the church, we probably should take into account the fact that if we get into the church, illegally, I guess, or not in the best of terms, we might get eaten.
Why do you think I'm talking and saying that I'm part of another branch of this church?
Well, I thought it would be a great idea to come back tomorrow. I mean,
I thought this was urgent.
It is, but my life is also urgent. And then the priest says, look, but the world is about to end. I think we need to be prepared to do whatever it is that we need to do.
That's what I've been trying to get at. So, like I say, I need to know if there's any hierarchy to this church.
Alright, well, the guy comes back with the captain and 2 more guards. They're carrying spears and also bow and arrows. They're carrying big yellow robes with some red collar on the around the hood and on the neck and the chest, which if you roll not spot hidden, but I guess if you roll, well, actually you can probably identify that as dried blood.
That's fine.
So they said, Oi! Look, I know that apparently this good for nothing guy over here seems to not to be good to follow orders. But I am in charge of the guards here. I am in command, and we have been ordered not to let anybody through until the praying and meditation has concluded. And then at that time,
Yes.
we will let you through,
And I'm a
as we need to start choosing the next, we need to start preparing the next meals.
Great. And I am happy for you to do that. But
I am
a
glad.
representative.
I'm glad you're happy
Cool.
for us to do that, because right now we're low on food and you guys are coming really handy.
I'm sorry, but I'm a representative of the High Priest. You eat me, you're going to be pissing off the High Priest. And that is a success on a charm.
Well, I am not going to be deciding if we eat you or not. The priest is the one that decides who we eat or who we don't.
And
Although
like I say, I'm a representative.
you might be a representative, but they are not. They are surely wearing different outfits than you are.
I travel in plain clothes as to not cause addition. Do you know how many people would love to ransom me to the High Priest? Would love to kidnap me so I can be ransomed to the High Priest? I am his favorite representative.
Well, I'll tell you what. You wait over here and I'm going to talk to the priest and see what he wants to do. And then we may let you through.
Okay, but when I do get back, I will tell the big guy, the top dog, about how this section of the church has been nothing but rude and uncooperative for his grace. And
Okay.
I will use an intimidation to get my point. Extreme success. To get my point across.
Alright. So he closes the door and goes back inside. And at this point, Zach looks at you and says, "Why are we still talking to these people if you have your lightning gun?"
Because I'd much rather not get in a fight.
I thought your lightning gun makes you invincible.
No. Of course it doesn't. The only thing that can make you invincible is God.
Okay, so we are going to get eaten over here then.
Well, why would they eat the representative of their high priest?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, they are not going to willingly give us the crystals. So whether you decide to kill him right now, or you decide to kill him once we're surrounded by all of them, that's fine. But we're going to have to make a run for it at some point.
Can I use an intelligence or something to see if there is any way to walk my way into the crystals?
Sure.
Obviously, I wouldn't know.
All right. So the guards come back and they said, well, today is your lucky day. The priests are willing to make an exception to see you.
That's most gracious of them.
Yes. So, please, come in. Come in. And you see that a lady just walks by. She's very clean. There's this one girl, there's this black girl. They're all wearing the same outfit, which is a shirt that only covers up to half the chest and pretty much lets the bottom part of the boobs show. Very short skirts and nothing on their feet or their hands.
That's not going to bother Tommy.
And when they come and they offer fruits and they offer drinks, they're like, please, are you guys hungry? Do you guys need something to drink?
No, thank you.
Okay, let's see. 1 second.
I do not partake in fruits or vegetables of any kind.
Alright, so Jake will grab some to drink. And let's see. And Dan doesn't want anything either. So, alright, so you guys walk in. And you start going, and you see that inside there are about, let's see, up to the point that you get to the priest, there are about 32 people. There, between guards, other priests, most of them, they are in a circle, they're praying. And then someone else, which is kind of dressed like the priest with the same type of robes, only that just a little bit different. You can tell that it is of a minor rank, not as high rank as the priests have. He comes and he says, "Oh, hello, how are you? I understand that you're coming on behalf of the High Church."
Yes, I am coming on behalf of the High Church. I am a diplomat of theirs, a representative.
A diplomat? Oh my goodness, we are in luck today. And tell me, who are you?
I go by Tommy. Obviously, with my position in the church, we do not have exact names.
I see. And who are they?
They are people which I have asked to help on my mission from the High Church.
I see. And Sax says, well, I am the driver. I just didn't want to stay out there. You know, it's kind of a little cold. And this is Father Father Thompson. He's also a priest. Um, he's like, ah, yes, I can see that he's a priest, but he serves other gods. Like, well, yeah,
Yes,
he's a little
my
different.
tasting company is different, but yes, sometimes they have skills which are needed.
He says, okay, well, what are you looking for, Mr. What is your name?
Tommy,
Mr. Tommy. What is your what are your intentions over here?
I have been asked by the High Priest to collect the crystals.
He says, excuse me, what?
The High Priest has asked me to collect the crystals.
That is impossible.
Oh,
Who are you?
certainly.
Nobody will come asking for the crystals when the crystals have not been moved for centuries.
Who am I? I have told you 1,000 times. I am Tommy. I am a personal representative. Let's say a problem solver for the High Priest. How dare you question the judgment of him?
Very well.
The High Church is what you should listen to no matter what. And I'm going to roll intimidation.
Very well. No problem. Then, if you want the crystals,
I'm going to spend 9 months.
very well. If you want the crystals, then it is just understood that you are going to then need to participate in the ceremony, and then after you participate in the ceremony, then you may be able to take the crystals with you.
And of which ceremony are we participating?
Oh, we're going to perform a ritual in order to celebrate our connection with Cthulhu, and then we're going to share a meal with him. And after we share the meal and we do our daily dose of, our typical orgy praying, then you can take the crystals after that.
I'm sorry, but is the High Church not important to you?
It is. That's why before you take the crystals, you are going to apparently, we need to perform this rituals. The High Church is very well aware of this. They will never, ever stop a ritual from happening, as that will upset Akshasula, and he will bring his wrath over us. So after we perform that, you'll be able to take the crystals. So please tell us,
Well,
Exactly. Which we have selected these 10 children that we have taken from the nearest town um, about a month and a half ago, and we've been feeding them. As you can see, we managed to get them to gain a good 30 pounds each. So please tell us which ones would you like us to use for our feast?
mm, go with the boys.
Go with the boys? I'm sorry?
The males.
Oh, okay. So you like to eat the males?
Well, I tend to eat adults, but I have noticed that males tend to carry a bit more fat, making them just that bit more tasteful.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. He says, okay, no problem. And he raises his hand and calls one of the guards that is holding one of the boys and to bring him. He says, okay, since you're a high priest of the church, we're definitely going to give you the honors to do the first kill. So please, um, enlighten us all
Now,
with.
I not once declared myself a high priest. I am a representative
Okay,
of
I'm
a high
sorry.
priest. My
I
title
misranked you. Since you're
is
the representative from the
as
church sent to us to gather the holy crystals, then please do the honors and do the first kill. And you see that the kid looks at
okay.
you and starts crying. Please don't
Slit the
kill
kid's
me,
throat.
please. Then go ahead and roll your
Actually, instead of slitting the kid's throat,
actually roll um yours. Well, let's go with strength. Roll your strength.
mm, I was thinking, can I shoot him with a stun gun?
Can you shoot what?
The kid with a stun gun, knock him out instead.
Um, no. I mean, you can if you want, but you're just gonna electrocute him.
Well, it's a stun gun. It knocked me out. It should knock out a little kid. Right?
Say that again.
Well, the stun guns knocked us out in the upper world. It should knock out a little kid.
Right, he's gonna knock him out, but he wants you to kill him. He holds you an axe.
I've got a plan.
He holds you an axe. He hands you an axe, and he says he's holding an axe and trying to give it to you. And he says, "Look, our guards are just gonna lay him down over here. You just cut the head off,
I've
and
just
then
shot the
they'll open it
kid.
up and clean it up and prepare it for us. You've done this
I've just
before,
shot the.
haven't you?"
Let me finish. Right. I've just shot the kid, and I plan on doing a little bit of a monologue type thing. So, obviously, you said this world doesn't have electric.
This world doesn't have what?
I'm talking to the GM. The world doesn't have electric.
The world doesn't have modern stuff like, yeah, electricity will be one of the things that the world
Well,
doesn't have.
Right, so I've now just shot this kid with a lightning bolt, basically, to them.
Oh,
And I'm gonna turn to them and say, "This is the power that the High Priest bestows upon me. And you seriously want to mess with me and tell me what to do?"
and he says,
Should
"Oh
I
my
roll like
goodness."
intimidation? Because that's gonna scare them.
He says, "Oh my goodness, what did you do? What is that?"
That is the power of which the fixers of the High Priests.
I didn't know the high priest had such power.
You don't seem to know much about my position in the church either, do you?
I am just a priest.
Now,
I serve the high
say-
priest when they come over here, but I never seen anyone shooting electricity
Well,
or
you're not
lightning.
meant to see us very often. We report directly to the High Priest and no one else. So when we tell you that we need the fucking crystals, you give us the bloody crystals.
He says, "You know what? I don't like your tone." He looks at the guards. He looks at the guards. He says, "Look, come here. Take that thing from him. Come here. Take that thing from him. I need to talk to the high priest."
I had an extreme success with intimidation. They've just seen a
And the
magic
guards,
power which they've never seen.
yeah.
Surely.
And when you do that, the guards don't even come close to you. The guards are like, "No, we're not going there. We're not moving near him." And the priest says, "Oh, I am surrounded
No,
by incompetence. But okay, fine. Come with me. Let's go get the crystals." And you walk all the way to an area, and you see the crystals over there. They're not too big, actually. Probably each crystal is about the size of an adult male's hand. Each one a different color, and they seem to be, on top of an area where there's hot lava, underneath, and the colors of the lava just shine on the crystals, and then make the crystals light up and create all those colors. And he says, "Okay, well, there are the crystals. Feel free to get them." Is the church planning to return them?
Oh yes, they'll be returned shortly.
Okay. All right. And when can we expect them back?
Probably within. So, I of course got to take them to the High Priest, and then a couple days of the business of which he is attending to with them. Then, of course, the time it would take to return.
All right. So, Sack says, "You know what? I'll just go get the crystals." And he goes, gets the crystals. He wraps them up on a rag.
Okay.
He's like, "Okay, I got them." So the priest says, "Okay, well, now that you have the crystals, we obviously need to eat and then you'll be able to leave.
No, I am here upon the high priest.
I know, you said that, I know, and it's just common courtesy from our religion. It is just common courtesy from our religion that, when you visit someone, you don't leave until you share a meal.
I full on wish I could partake. But I must be off with haste.
Maybe I need to send an envoy to talk to the high priest and verify your relationship to the church.
Are you questioning the high priest's demand?
No, I am questioning you.
Do I have to bring upon the power that the high priest granted me to you?
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Kill another priest. See how the high priest takes that.
What do you think my role in this?
And if you do shoot me with that lightning of yours, what do you think is going to happen to you from all the other guards? Are you going to shoot all the guards at the same time with your little lightning thingy?
You mean the guards that will not disturb me as I am?
Well, they all have bow and arrows, and you was not attacking me, but I'm pretty sure that if you attack me, they may think a little different. So, and yes, one of them,
success.
One of them may get attacked.
And I'm gonna say to him, unless you want to be stripped of all your power by the high priest, I highly suggest you let me get back to doing my job of serving him and let me leave, and my friends here.
I see.
Intimidation 58.
It's like, okay, very well. And but I'm going to send an envoy to the church, and I'm going to have this 10 guards go with you and accompany you to the high priest's church, the palace, to make sure the crystals get there safe. You can go now. They are going to go with you.
How many guards did he say?
10.
10. You said there was 30 people in total. How do they have 10 guards?
Well, no, they're sending 10 guards with you. They have 32 people total between guards and priests. They have probably about 5 priests. The rest of them are all guards. So he's just bringing 10 guards to go with you for you to bring the crystals to the high priest.
I'm sorry, but they weren't trusted to carry out this mission. I was entrusted.
Oh, no. They're not carrying any mission that you have anything to do with. No.
You listen to me.
He says, look, all we are doing is just ensuring your safety. We just want to be sure that you arrive there safe. They're not going to be going with you. They're going to give you some distance, and they're going to make sure that nothing happens to you.
The crowd of people is safe to travel with.
Yeah, they are fine. They're going to keep you safe. They're going to keep you safe, he says.
No.
The high
I
priest.
don't travel in groups.
Well, I am sorry to tell you that you will, he says. And the high priest can take, and the high council can take it up with me at a later time. And we're gonna call it.